Happy Monday, everybody. Here I am on my outside decking. So this is a huge ridge table. I actually have two tables joined together because I have a really big family. So we do usually have around 14 or so people sit around this table. So I thought I will show you a little bit around, and then we will get and have a bit of a chat about what I'm up to, the economy, and so many more things in the soap and candle industry, of course. So let's go for a walk, because lots of people think I live in a mansion, and I absolutely do not. I live in a sweet little cute country house a couple of hours out of the city. So I hope that you'll just love to come for a little bit of a walk. And so our house was built in 1947, so it's quite old. We've renovated a tiny bit. This decking was one that we put on. We actually couldn't afford to do much more, so my husband actually made this decking. He did a really good job. And also inside, our dining room is so small that we can only fit the smallest, tiniest four sort of seater table in there. The dining room is really a part of the back veranda that was boxed in, so that's why we had to build that. So we pretty much eat out here all the time. There's even a heater that my son actually gave us that sits outside for that. And of course, have a look on the ground, all the leaves, because we are in autumn here, or as you call it in America, fall. Well, actually I shouldn't say autumn. We've just come out of autumn and now it is winter. We're actually a couple days into winter. So and we all the time we have to come out here and blow the leaves around. Now we couldn't really afford to go and even do the decking pathway to my unit, so my husband actually put these pieces of concrete, which look kind of cute, don't they? They look like a fairy garden, so I actually don't mind them, and then they lead to my little unit at the back, and I do need to clean a little bit around it. I have some things for the trash when that comes up next, but I do have this glorious lemon tree, so I thought, look, I have to show you how lucky I am. So it does have some gorgeous lemons on it, and then next to it I do have a little lime tree and then a nectarine tree, and in the background, the far back, I actually have a walnut tree. So that is super lucky, isn't it? Now let's go inside the studio, and we will see what we're going to be up to today. Now I have been working on these beautiful glittery sort of resin earrings at the moment. So that's something I've been doing. It's not a core part of my line, but I thought, look, I'm going to put these on Etsy. So if any of you want to get any of my earrings, just go over to Etsy. I'll actually leave a link at the bottom. I've only ever sold one product on it. I don't concentrate on it at all, but the last month I thought, look, let's get going and we'll just see what happens with it. I mean, you just don't know, do you? But anyway, these are a couple I'm just playing with at the moment, and then we will kind of go from there. But anyway, that's what I'm up to. So now let's just go on the other side and we'll see what I'm up to, because there's so many things I have to do and I just never find the time. Now, one thing that I have managed to get time for lately is just really, I guess, sort of cleaning up these shelves and, you know, throwing out things I don't need. And then, of course, I am actually going to be making some more things. So here on my brand new room sprays, you would have seen those in the last video. And I do have some other bottles. I have to fill them up as well. And I actually desperately need to make some of these. These are my large candle jars. So I thought today maybe I'll make some of those. That's something that I really need to do. I have actually made some beautiful colored ones, so I'll show you over here. So these are the new ones that I've been doing at the moment. I really love them. I mean, don't they look pretty? So these ones are more of a full kind of color, and then I just did one of these to check out to see whether I like it. I haven't sanded them yet, but they're really beautiful. I did do this orange and green. I'm not 100% into that. The orange didn't turn out very bright. I should have added more, but anyway, I'm not super keen on that, but I really love the blue pink one. I think that's really good. I will leave a link down with a discount code for the lady where I got the pigments for them that you can actually use, and she's on Etsy and she's in the UK, but she definitely ships out, and it is really worth the money. You only need a few drops to get sort of these colors. and I should have definitely used more in the orange, but next time I'll know, won't I? But anyway, that's going to be my next ones I'm going to be up to. And now I'm just going to organize everything else. I'm going to be on the computer for the next bit, but I thought, look, let's just have a chat about the economy, what's happening around the world, and of course for our industry, because lots of people are struggling at the moment. But anyway, let's turn the camera around so you can see what I'm up to. Alright, so we are sitting down in my studio now, and you can see all the bits in the background, and I am at the front because I have moved my desk around just a tiny bit in here at the moment. Now, what I thought that we might talk about is the economy. Now, the economy is really struggling, not just in Australia, but many countries. So if you're not selling anything, please don't be worried about that. I am not either. And you know, a lot of people are saying to me at the moment, oh, I haven't seen you make a lot of things. The reason I'm not making a lot of things is, to be totally honest, I'm just not selling them. That's the truth. And many of the huge big suppliers that were taking massive amounts of money have been telling me the same thing. They are really not doing very well at all. So they're not taking the orders that were taking. Some people are saying they're only taking about 20% of the amount of orders that they were taking before, which is really bad, isn't it? So, and that's just a sign of the times. People are kind of holding their money, and in Australia the interest rates are just keep going up. So of course, you know, the inflation, everything else that comes into that means those extra things that maybe they don't need, such as some pretty sparkly earrings or you know, some candles, they're all luxury things that you can go without if you need to, and you sort of need to tighten your budget a little bit. So that's the reason why I haven't been making anything. I feel really bad, and at the moment I sort of was thinking, should I do any videos? Does anyone really just want to hear me talk? But then lately, the last few weeks, I've had lots of people reach out and say, look, I really want to see your videos. Let me know what you're up to, even just a chat, unwrapping things, packaging things up, and so on. So I do promise I will try and bring more and more of those. And something really fun that I've been doing and very exciting behind the news, I've actually been involved in organising you know, a wholesale order, another wholesale order. So and this is not just any wholesale order, it's basically I'm doing a custom thing for this particular company. So it means that a lot of my products will be used in certain hotels or day spas, things like that. So I will do a video in time how I've done that, the process of, you know, talking to people, emails going back and forward, making sure I'm covering myself, and then of course creating samples for different companies when they ask you, and you know, whether you should get paid, you know, with the samples or whether you shouldn't. How do you know if it's a legitimate business asking you to, you know, help them out, or is it worth it? Now, the first thing, if you're in the middle of doing something like this, is if somebody contacts you, the first thing I would do is actually Google their company. Like, just go on Safari or Google, whatever, and just type in their company, have a look what they're all about, if that aligns with your business, and if you really think you can help them. And I'm brutally honest, like when they contact me and they say, you know, we'll come to your warehouse or whatever, I tell them, look, I don't have one, it's not open to the public. You know, I make everything from home in a studio, so there's no good lying and making out that you're this big, massive corporation if you're not. It's better just to be honest and say, look, this is what we do. We can definitely help. We want to work with you, and we appreciate, you know, you know, contacting a small business and really supporting us. So, and you know, look, the way that I've actually got forward, if I'm really honest here, is, you know, not just with this, but with anything, you know, I talk to all the suppliers. You know, I've introduced myself from the start, before anyone knew me, before my YouTube blew up a little bit. You know, I really honestly went to these suppliers. I introduced myself. You know, I said, look, I'm happy to help with anything, and that's exactly what I did with Pure Candles. I introduced myself, And then I said, hey, I actually make soap. I've tested this. They're really good in the soap or whatever. And then from there, they're like, well, we would be really happy if you would test some of the fragrances. And then they gave me some for free. And I tested them in soap for them so that, you know, they could be more aware of, you know, whether they seized in soap, changed the, you know, the fragrance, changed the color of the soap, you know, all these kind of things. So, you know, in a way I'm helping them, but they're also helping me. And once you get to know people like that or companies like that, then they will give out your name to other companies. They will actually say, look, I actually know this person. They're really good, you know, easy to deal with and whatever. So sometimes just helping out other companies can really help align your businesses together and can help you, you know, grow. And that's the thing. It's really important not to just sit at home and think, what else can I do? So if I run out of things to do, I'll often go to different companies, or, you know, you can even do a video about them. You can do a video about not selling anything like we're doing right now. Do a reel about it. Just say, hey, I'm still here. Economy's not great, but because people do want to hear, and that's one thing that I've learned lately, they do. And, you know, in saying that, the one thing I wanted to talk about on here as well is, like everybody else, you know, I have that thing of, you know, always saying, well, am I actually good enough to do this? You know, is this for me? I mean, we all ask these questions. So if you're not selling anything, you ask yourself, that's really normal. It can bring you down when things aren't going well, and I really do understand that. I honestly do, because I've been there, and it's really, really hard when you know, you're really passionate. You just can almost taste it, you know, you can almost taste success, but it's just not there yet. So the one thing that I just did want to say is, the only advice, free advice, is, you know, just introduce yourself to shops, to suppliers. That's all you can do. And if they don't want to go any further with that, that's okay too. At least in the back of their mind, they'll go, oh, I know that person. So it's really important to do that. Don't ever worry if somebody else tries to discredit you or tries to not say anything nice about you, because unfortunately, you know, there's a lot of competition, and some people don't like competition. They get very nervous, and they might not be a bad person. It just means that sometimes they'll say something, and anyway, and, you know, it just gets out of hand before you know it. So I always say, try and be kind, try and be nice. And if somebody ever said mean things about me or my company, which they have, I try and ignore it. I don't post, I don't screenshot and post or anything like that, because it's just not worth it. And the same as having a YouTube channel. If any of you are wanting to start a YouTube, you must get used to, unfortunately, you do get some negative comments, a lot of thumbs down. You know, that's just a part of it. And I did have another person reach out to me and say, look, once you hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube or more, then you'll start to get more trolls and more people disliking something. So it's true. So you know, with all the good, there is a little tiny weeny bit of bad. It's only less than 1% bad, but you know, that's the one thing that I did want to say as well in business, that, you know, you do have to take the good with bad and be, you know, get a bit of strength behind you, a bit of a backbone, and just know that you can do this, you are worth it. And you know, it's a great industry for somebody, you know, just starting. And the thing is too, we can formulate our own things, but do know what you're doing before you try and sell it. But unlike many, you know, others, look, I would say you don't need to be trying things for 2 years before you sell one thing. I mean, as long as you have done your due diligence and some research behind the background, you can sell something. Just understand what you're selling first. That's the only thing I would say with that. But you know, have fun. Have fun. This industry should be super duper fun. And that's also why I set up my conference, so that, you know, other people could learn more and more things. And I'm really excited to tell everybody that in the 2024 conference, we actually are lucky enough to get an amazing printing company that are going to come fly in and talk to us and talk to you about printing, how to do it, you know, lots of different things behind the background. how you can do it on a budget, how you can do small runs, big runs, you know, custom made, you know, ones that aren't so custom made, and so on. So that's really, really exciting. I'm very, very happy. And that company is called Long Story Short. So that's very exciting for all of us that want to know more about printing, because I know that's a big thing. And honestly, if you want to move forward and you want your things in shops, you need to have professional printing. 100% you must have it. That's what shops want. So that's something really exciting, and I know that's going to be extremely valuable to people as we go along. So that will be next year in March. So if you haven't got your ticket, just go over to the Australian Soaping and Candle Conference, because we need your support. We desperately need your support. It's been very, very hard to get this conference off the ground, really hard, and we don't have any financial backing. You know, basically it's all off my own back. So, and also if you want to join my Patreon, go over there and you can join it as well. And we have changed it, so a couple levels are different. So depending on the level you choose at Patreon, you can also get our recipes. We don't lock anything, so everything's unlocked. And if you do pay for a year, you'll actually get, I think you get about 2 months free. You get a bit of a discount, which is super good, isn't it? So you can choose from a $5 level right up to a $99 level. And the $99 level is when I personally mentor you. So it's a one-on-one. If you prefer that. So it's a private Zooms a couple times a month, and you know, lots and lots of help, and we can just chat about anything you like to help you feel, you know, motivated as well, because that is super important. And do remember, at the conference we also do have an amazing you know, candle business lady. She's absolutely a big gem, so she will actually help mentor you with your candle business. If you haven't seen her, please check out her podcast. I'm going to link it down below. She's really, really amazing. So it's the Candle Business Coach. She's very good. So I hope you check out her podcast. She's on YouTube and she's an absolute gem. She's such a kind lady, and it's so calming listening to her podcast. Like, I love listening to it. She will have one of me on there in time to come, so I will actually link that when that comes. I think it's maybe another month away, because I did my interview a couple weeks ago with her from there. But anyway, check out that one too. So like I said, this was just a little video to come on and say, you know, the world is a crazy world at the moment with, you know, everyone struggling in business, whether you are a small, big or medium. So, you know, just, you know that my heart is there. I am thinking of all of you. And as I said, honestly, I'm also in the same boat. You know, even wholesale has come to a lot of a halt for a lot of us as well. Like, I'm still selling wholesale, but you know, that's been quite difficult. Now, if you're thinking of doing wholesale, you must go over and join FAIR. I will put a link down below for you as well to join FAIR. It's my direct link, so you can go straight in. And basically, once you go straight in with that direct link, it will just help you do that process a bit easier. So then, you know, it just directs you straight into FAIR, and then of course apply it to sell wholesale, because in time others might. So even if you're not going to sell wholesale to 3 years time, still apply, because you need to do the start, because if you don't and other people get in first, then you're on a waiting list. So it's really important to get in, and even if you're on a list, just sit there and wait, because they may contact you. But just make sure your photos and everything are super duper good. Anyway, I hope you have loved it, and if I can ask people, you know, to maybe not put a thumbs down. If you don't like it, just go away from my videos rather than all the thumbs down that I'm seeing at the moment. I don't know why, but it's a little bit sad, isn't it? But you know, if you love the video, give it a thumbs up, and of course ask me any questions you want. I'm here to actually help and support all of you, as well as obviously supporting myself. So if you don't wish to be on Patreon, that's okay, because just watching my videos does really help me. I do get paid when you watch my videos, you know, so it really does help. Anyway, I hope you all have an amazing day, and I promise to be bringing you some videos. I'm making some things super duper soon. We will be making some new scrubs and things like that. I'll also be making some lip balms, some lip scrubs, some body scrubs. I'm also going to be making a gel scrub with some apricot nut in it, so that will be really good as well. And I promise to bring all of those to you. I'm just still working on the formulations behind find the background. Anyway, bye my lovelies, and I will see you next time. Bye.